Would you date a woman or a man who want to wait until marriage to sleep with you? The question that I am asking is, would you date a person, woman or man, who would like to wait until marriage to do it with you? Anyway, if your answer is a no, then explain to me why that is. If your answer is yes, then explain me why that is. Your answer don't have to be detailed, to be pretty simple and short, so yeah, anyway, just tell me how you feel about this. Also, to let you know, but I'm revamping your old question that I asked a long time ago, mostly because I can't come up with any new questions right now. Mind you, this what if person is a willing to show other way of affection like kissing or holding hand or snuggling. Would you be okay with that? Personally, I feel that prior to marriage you should confirm compatibility on a lot of different avenues: sex, hobbies, habits, etc. Otherwise you're just setting yourself up for fights, disappointment, couples counseling, divorce, etc. I lived with my wife for a number of years before we decided to wed. It didn't steal anything from our wedding or any romance. Just meant that we never had any doubts it was a good idea. I think I followed the first half of your post, but I have no idea what the second part is about. No. And simply because being wrong about your compatibility can't be fixed with a second trip to grocery store or a new haircut. Finding out that you or your partner absolutely hate that thing the other loves so much, etc. That said, if this is an important point to you, you should stick to your own values and not let others pressure you into doing something too soon for you. Yeah, probably. I mean, if they're super weird about cuddling, kissing, general affection too, then probably not. But sex isn't such a huge important thing to me. Plus, I've always found people who super sexual and constantly horny to have other personality traits, which I don't like so much. I respect anyone's decision to remain abstinent until marriage. However, I personally enjoy sex, and I would consider sex an important part of a relationship. If someone else doesn't share that, it's a valid reason for us to not be compatible with one another. I always said no until I met and fell in love with my ace boyfriend. It made me realize how transactional sex had been for me, and I feel like it's the most solid relationship I've ever had. No, absolutely not. Sexual compatibility is too important to only find out about it after you've gotten married. Would you marry someone without knowing if you're compatible on whether you want kids, or where you want to live, or if you want to focus on career or on leisure time, or having compatible religious views, or compatible politics? No. Then why would you leave sex up to chance? Yes. My fiancé doesn't believe in sex before marriage, and we find other ways to stay connected. My husband and I waited. No regrets. Yeah. But we'd have to have a conversation about sexual expectations and the like. Because if he expects me to be some kinda horndog who's been tirelessly suppressing her desires, only to go absolutely rabid on the wedding night, then he's setting himself up for disappointment. I'm little to no sexual drive at all, so I'd be okay with just sexually dabbling once in a blue moon with my husband. We did. We were both religious at the time. No. Because I would not be compatible with someone who thinks sex is that big a deal, or someone who thinks marriage is a life-changing step to take, or someone who thinks there can be things to actively hold out in a relationship. Long before it came to sexual compatibility, I just can't imagine myself enjoying life with someone who would, place arbitrary barriers into our relationship and then promise to remove them if we get the government involved. Yes. We've been married for 10 years. It's kinda nice to learn how to have good sex together without any emotional baggage from past relationships. My husband and I waited. And I wouldn't change that at all. We've been married 7.5 years. We're both religious, same religion. And overall, things are pretty freaking great. No. I don't want to wait until I'm legally committed to spending my life with someone before seeing if they're bad in bed. Yay. I would for sure if they understand I am not a virgin. Too many people are looking for the wrong things in people. One of the biggest decisions financially and personally in life is who you marry. It can be a great decision or ruin your life. If you really love the person for the right reasons, sure, different maybe for others, then sex before or after marriage won't matter. I'd bet money there are more people divorced and financially unstable because sex clouded their judgment and made them marry someone, compared to others who waited. I did, and I'm happy with the choice. It was a first experience that we both shared and learned what we liked together. We both valued it as something for marriage and still do. I'd say yes because honestly I can't ever see myself wanting to have sex with anyone. So nothing before marriage wouldn't be a big deal because I wouldn't want anything after marriage either. I mean, it's possible that my opinion could change at some point, but I've been an adult for a little while now and I still don't like being touched. I'm not sure if this really answers the question though, because it seems to be directed towards people who are interested in having sex with their partner. No. Because I'm on our dead bedrooms. And it feels like every third post is something like my wife, someone 6 years younger than me, and I have been married for 4 years. We waited until marriage to have sex. We had sex one time on our honeymoon and she has actively avoided it ever since. With religion comes religious trauma. With purity culture comes people afraid for their souls and thus afraid of intimacy. No thank you. No. I wouldn't. Sex is very important to me, and after spending nearly an entire decade in a sexually unfulfilling relationship, I know I need to know that my next partner and I will need to have good sexual chemistry to have a fulfilling relationship. Woman shrugging, light skin tone. Sure. I don't really care as long as he's nice and we are compatible with each other. Yes. Absolutely. Why? Because I can wait for that. Currently, I don't sleep with anyone unless we are in a committed relationship. I view sex as something precious and significant. The sharing of the body I inhabit with another human. I am selective with who I share it with. It will only be used to receive pleasure from and give pleasure to and all other kinds of deliciousness from the woman who loves me. So waiting until we are married would be a piece of cake and just lovely. Absolutely not. Sexual compatibility matters a lot, and I believe that relationships should be fully explored before marriage is on the table. No. A healthy sex life is too important to wait and learn about after you're married. No, I would not date anyone who wanted to wait until marriage. Sexual compatibility is one reason, but the other is that marriage shouldn't be any different than your normal life. Nothing changes once you've had the party and signed the paper. Outside of religious ideology and tradition, there's no reason to wait. And if someone is that religious, me and them aren't going to be working out long enough for marriage.